to another video. So I am here today with my September 2020 Fairy Loot unboxing. I've got my box right here and I got it a few days ago, but I've kind of had it self-isolating in a corner of my living room, and now I finally have the time to sit and do a full unboxing for it. So we're going to get into it. I believe that September is the underwater sea folk kind of theme, so we'll see how this goes. This is the theme art and the spoiler card, and the theme is under the sea. So you've got these like mer people going on here. Okay, a few different things. This one is fun. We'll start here. The confetti is brown in this box. You've got this like hair comb with sea life thingies, like what are they, seashells? I guess it's nice. It's got weird bristles. I don't know. I use like a comb, like a cheap plastic comb to comb my hair when I get out of the shower, and then I don't comb it. Otherwise my curls get all floofy and things get weird. Let me see if I can figure out what this is. We know all too well how tangled your hair can get after a swim with the mermaids. Use this hair detangling brush to gently brush out any and all knots, and this brush was illustrated by Teratja. If I brushed my hair more, this might be nice, but I don't use like a full-sized brush, so I don't know what I'll do with this. Feels nice in the hand though, this shape. It like lets your fingers kind of curl here and then your thumb rest here so that you can really get to those tangles. Maybe also if my hair was longer. I used to wear my hair down to my waist and it got very tangly, so I might have used it then, but I don't know that this is something I'll use now. This next item is a mug to Kill a Kingdom. So I own To Kill a Kingdom. It is right here. I just have not read it yet, but I'm very excited to get to it someday. Alright, so this is pretty. It's yellow on the inside, and on the bottom it says, "It's like holding a story rather than a person. She feels wild and infinite in my arms." I don't know whose perspective that's from. And then there is an illustration. Wrapped around the mug, and honestly it's super reminiscent of the Little Mermaid. If I did not know this was To Kill a Kingdom, I would have thought it was like Little Mermaid fan art or something. So I guess I've got to get to reading To Kill a Kingdom. That's nice. The other mugs that I've gotten from Fairy Loot mugs, there's only one other so far, has been this serpent and dove one that I use for bookmarks. And I don't know what I'll decide to do with this one. I might just use it as decoration, or I might use it. Does it have care instructions on it? Oh, it's dishwasher and microwave safe. Those are words that I love to hear. So I might actually just use this mug for coffee and tea and stuff. Oh, right. This next thing is in a little pouch. And it says, metal sea straws. So, what does that mean? Yes. Oh my god. This morning I was thinking, I wish I had reusable straws. I had some from the October box from last year, which was witch themed, and in my move and through some neglect, they've gotten really weird and I don't like them. So now I have a couple more. So these are pretty. They say make waves. This one says make waves and is a dark blue to light blue ombre color, and this one says beach please and it's thicker. So that's really nice, right, to have this variation in straw sizes, because then Like this is good for smoothies or really thick like beverages, and then this is good for sipping. Very excited about this. And then you got this little straw for cleaning, or like straw cleaner pipe thing, which I also lost from my other set of reusable straws, so I'm glad that I got another one so that I can keep this together. Things got weird in the move. I lost a lot of random stuff, or got frustrated while packing and then threw a lot of random stuff. So glad to have these. And I think they aren't inspired by anything in particular. They just match the theme and will be super useful. So far, this is one of my favorite items of this box. I have a loose tag here that fell off. I think it's for this. So this is a really nice pouch. It's like really large and very thick. It's very pretty. It's the same pattern on both sides, and it says, "Don't grant all the prince's requests, darling girl. Men are always asking for more than they should." From Sarah Henning Seawitch. I think that this is what the tag belongs to. Yeah, so Fairy Loot dubs it a pencil case. This is nice. This is a nice size. So if you don't know, I also subscribe to the Simply Gilded washi tape and stationery subscription box, and very often those boxes come with pouches as well, but they're often very small. So I actually have more very small pouches than I actually need, and having a nice sized one is going to be nice. The inside is like a soft black velvety kind of texture, and it's very thick. It feels sturdy. I like this. I don't usually like pouches, but this is a good size. I don't know what I'll use it for, but it'll be handy, I'm sure. It's kind of weird that we're getting this kind of box, because the C, like this is something that you would use to carry small items if you were like going to the beach or going to the pool, and these were beach themed, and so this kind of theme feels super summery, but it's September. So seasonally, even though Fairy Loot doesn't really match their boxes to the seasons, it's a weird time for this kind of theme, at least in my opinion. Okay, did I leave anything out? Aha. There is a keychain that says "Poor Unfortunate Souls," and definitely seems to be inspired by The Little Mermaid. Yeah, Ursula from The Little Mermaid. There's supposed to be something else. Aha, there we go. Nope, this is where the keychain was supposed to go, but it slipped out. So it was supposed to look like this. Also this month, I did get an email that in order to ship the September boxes on time, they were not shipping the September tarot cards in here. So I won't have those, I know. And I've been seeing some things on the Fairy Loot Facebook group where people have been pretty unhappy with Fairy Loot's distribution. Boxes have been shipping late, boxes have been missing items. Quality control has been a little sketchy for many people. And I don't know how I feel about that. On the one hand, like, that's not fantastic, but on the other hand, the pandemic has messed up production. Like, I feel like before March-ish, Fairy Loot was great. They shipped things out on time, quality control was fine, items were like never missing, at least for the 6-ish months that I was with them before the pandemic started. And now, since then, things have seemed more chaotic, but I don't really feel like that's necessarily their fault. Production has been all over the place. The post office and shipping has been just wild for all kinds of reasons. And so I don't blame Fairy Loot, right? I feel like things are super uncertain and unusual for a lot of people and businesses in a lot of ways. So I'm down with being patient. even if it seems like there are a lot of delays and things like that. All right, time to view the book. So first you've got the bookmark that has the theme art on it. Now we have this last item. So this is an item on the spoiler card, and it is an Atlantis postcard. The fairy scoop, which is printed not on the usual thick paper. It's like touch and go, and I don't know what determines what paper this is printed on. Oops, I ripped it a little. I'm not gonna lie, I don't get a lot from the fairy scoops. If I took better care of them, maybe I would after I read the book, because it has an interview from the author, but I don't have a tie to the author when I haven't read their book, and then usually I just lose these. On the back of this, you get a preview for the next month's theme. So October is going to be Wicked Hearts theme. I'm excited about that. They also recently announced November, and I'm very excited. All right, so this is a character art print from the book of the month with an author letter on the back. Okay, I don't know how to feel about this book. All right, so it is Fable by Adrienne Young, and the cover is very pretty. So you have this really like stunning red hair that's floating here, this this foiling, it's holographic foil, and you've got shimmering blue edges. There isn't anything on the inside, so it's just the jacket, foil on the spine, and then it's signed by the author. I love when they can do sprayed edges. For me, sprayed edges are the most fun book customization that Fairy Loot does. Like the cover art on the insides, it's kind of nice, but it's always on the inside. I don't flip the covers because then it would be hard. They would look weird on my shelf, basically. So I don't flip them. I don't take them off because I want them to protect the book. So I see them, but they don't enjoy them nearly as much as the sprayed edges. So anytime we can get sprayed edges, I love that. It's a very small book, and let's read the synopsis. So on the inside it says, Trader, Fighter, Survivor. As the daughter of the most powerful trader in the Narrows, the sea is the only home 17-year-old Fable has ever known. It's been 4 years since her father abandoned her on a legendary island filled with thieves and little food. To survive, she must keep to herself, learn to trust no one, and rely on the unique skills her mother taught her. The only thing that keeps her going is the goal of getting off the island, finding her father and demanding her rightful place beside him and his crew. To do so, Fable enlists the help of a young trader named West to get her off the island and across the Narrows to her father. But Fable soon finds that West isn't who he seems. Together, they will have to survive more than the treacherous storms that haunt the Narrows if they're going to stay alive. So I'll tell you why I'm skeptical of this book. And it's not... I haven't read the book yet, and I'm going to read it and give it a fair chance. But the only other book I've read by Adrienne Young was The Girl the Storm Gave Back. And it's technically, I think, a spin-off from another series that could also stand alone, but it did not stand alone strongly. I read that book last November or October, and it took me ages to finish it. I was not interested at all. So that was not a favorite. When I look at the back of the people who have blurbed this book, which usually, right, the people who blurb the book are like authors who, if you've, or at least this is my interpretation, and this could be wrong, but the people who blurb the book are like authors who write similar styles, and like if you like those authors, you probably will like this book, and that's why their blurbs are like impactful. That's why they're here, because then if you read, oh, so-and-so said this was a good book and I love so-and-so's books, then you're more likely to go and want to pick up this book. Every blurb on the back of this book is by an author whose book I have not enjoyed. So you have Shea Earnshaw, who's the author of The Wicked Deep, but I read another book by her in December. I'll have to write on the screen what it is called because I can't remember. I don't remember what it was called, but I know that it wasn't a favorite. It was not a favorite. It was not my style. It moved too slowly for me, and some of the twists at the end I did not feel had enough. They were either too obvious or didn't have enough build up to make sense. Then the next person who blurbed this is Adeline Grace, who's the author of All the Stars and Teeth. So I read All the Stars and Teeth in February, I believe. That one was an interesting book. I did not enjoy the first chunk of it, but by the end, I felt like enough had built up that I am interested in the second book, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one. And then lastly, we have Shelby Maher, author of Serpent and Dove. And Serpent and Dove, I also just sit right in the middle of. Like, there were a lot of things I did not like about it, but it was just interesting enough for me to want to go read Blood and Honey. So I don't know how to feel about that. I also think that in general, this genre of like underwater and sea time stories aren't really for me. I have never read an underwater story that I liked. Like those creatures, mermaids, sirens, things like that. I don't know why they don't hook me. You know, I think the last Pirates, I'm not interested by the ocean, and I can't really explain why. So it's not even necessarily that I'm critiquing any of these based on like inherent properties of the writing. It's just this story style that I am generally not drawn to. I think the last time I read a book that I enjoyed that had to do with the sea was when I was in the like 6th grade, and I read a trilogy of pirate books. And since then, I have not really fallen in love with anything mermaid or sea creature-esque. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to read it, and I will report back someday if I ever read anything, because at this point, I'm still working on the March Fairy Loot book. So we'll see. I'll get some time off here soon, and then hopefully like get through a number of my Fairy Loot books, but I don't know. Oh, and then on the front, there's a little blurb by Stephanie Garber, but it's not for this book. So there's a blurb by Stephanie Garber for The Girl the Sea Gave Back, which is I think it's Andrea Young's most recent book, but I'm not sure. It's the only other book I've read though. And so I think it's just meant to like build up her reputation as a writer. Like, this author said this other book she wrote was good, so maybe this book is good. I started to read Caraval last August and did not finish it. I think I got 100 pages in, and then work got super busy and I was not interested enough to make it fit into my schedule. So those are just my first impressions. I will read it, I will give it a shot, and we will see how this book is. Alright, so hands down, again, also because I think this theme is not my favorite, I'm a little meh about this box. I definitely enjoy the straws. This is my favorite item because of their utility and how just this morning I was trying to experiment with making a frappuccino at home and wish I had straws. And now I do. If I had opened this box a day earlier, I would have had the straws I needed this morning. I also really love this pouch. I think it is sturdy and a good size, and I'm going to use it for random things. I don't use keychains. And I'm not super into watercolor tones, and so that's why this mug is not the most exciting to me. It's also it just feels very summer, and it's very much starting to become fall. My apartment has been cold all day, and we don't have an air conditioner on. So it's fall. I'm not vibing with this mug. but it's useful, right? Like, it's a practical item, so I don't mind having it around. Oh, and the brush. I don't think I'll ever use this brush. But love these straws and willing to give the book a chance. So thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, let me know down in the comments what you think about this general theme and like seafaring kind of creatures and magic. Like, is it your style or is it not? I'd love to know. If you do really like that genre and there's a book in it that you really super recommend, let me know down in the comments, because maybe one of those books will change my mind. But until next time, that's all for today, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!